In our modern day in society, young teenagers are reportedly more and more anxious and stressed than any other time in the past. There are some of us out there who wake up every single day feeling just horrible. They feel like they don't want to do anything because they can't get over the past, which is a problem that you need to address. But they can't stop thinking about the future. Stressing out is like a natural reaction to pressure. It's that feeling you get when you've maybe had a D in school, you failed on a test, and now you're worrying about what would happen in the future. You're looking ahead and you're getting this tunnel vision that, you're gonna maintain that grade forever. You're gonna get, and that's gonna affect you. It's that illusion that what's happening in the moment is going to affect the trajectory of your life so dramatically. Like, it's not that way. That doesn't happen. Stuff like school, work, or maybe your personal life, personal issues. All of these things accumulate up to such a high degree to the point where some of us can't even enjoy life, even in the happiest of times. Even when it's your birthday or when you're going to a party, you can't seem to really be in the moment. You can't live in the moment because you're just constantly stressing and being more anxious about everything. But in reality, I would say 80% of the things you're stressing about shouldn't have to be that way. You gotta accept that whatever happens in your life, whatever happens in the past, nothing you do can change it. You can't go back in time. No amount of mourning or dwelling on the issues that's happened before is going to solve them. Nothing is going to make them magically better. That's just the harsh truth. But there are ways that you can use your past experiences to make your future better. Think about it. Why should you keep clinging on to the past when you could be looking at a much brighter future? Just look at your future in a much brighter way. Like, imagine yourself standing on a rooftop in Manhattan on top of a skyscraper looking down at everyone and just being on your pool or some shit. Imagine that. Imagine that your future is going to get so much better. But I found that one way to do so and to still be happy and living your life every single day is to just really accept what's happening to you. Accept your failures, your flaws, and try to improve them. Because instead of thinking and worrying about the past and just dwelling on the mistakes that you've made, you can instead use those mistakes to learn and to do better in the future. This sounds really, really basic, but it's, well, the first step in, stop stressing and stop being anxious about your everyday life. That's how you start. For me, one of my main issues with stressing out came from school. It came from the lack of studying and the fact that, failing tests is really something that I wasn't used to, because nowadays being like a sophomore in high school, it's a lot more different from middle school or freshman year, because it's like the sophomore year is probably the most important and most difficult year of high school, and so it's naturally, yeah, my problems can come from school, and I've been trying to find a way to address that issue. Because in order to be a winner, you must imagine yourself as one first. But maybe you're not too stressed about the past. Maybe you've gone past that part. But now you're on to stressing about the future, overthinking. And how do we do that? If you're worried about the future, just ask yourself this one thing. What will worrying about it do? If you are worried about it, ask yourself if you can do anything to change it. If you can do anything to change the outcome of this issue that you're dwelling on, right? If you can, then what are you stressing for, right? If you can do something and change the outcome of the future, then there's no need to stress. But instead, if you can't, if you find that doing so is not possible for you, then don't stress about it, right? Because what will stressing do? Nothing. Worrying and being anxious and stressing will do absolutely nothing to help your case. Another tactic I found useful for all situations is really looking back at what I've done. Looking back at the progress I've made in the gym, I've made in school, I've made in work, bringing home a little extra cash every single day and going to the gym consistently. Those are the good things in life that you can look upon when you're in these hard times. When you're in the ruts of self-improvement, when you're not sure what else to do, when you're stuck, you can use the past to help you in a sense. You can use the progress that you've made in the past to sort of justify your existence and like say, yeah, I've done all of these things. Why should I have to stress? I've already made so much progress. I'm hitting a new PR every single month, or I'm bringing home cash every single week. Those things really is what make life meaningful. And like some people complain about being sore after a day in the gym, but in reality, isn't that what life is all about? In my native language, there's a saying. It literally translates to bitter first, sweet last, or first bitter, then sweet, right? If you couldn't tell by the words, it literally means to endure the pain and suffering of, whatever you're doing, of the gym or such. And then later, afterwards, you can enjoy life, right? Have you ever felt good? Ask yourself this. Have you ever felt good about yourself after a day of doing nothing? After a day of eating junk food? Probably not, right? But in contrast, have you ever felt good about yourself after a great workout, after a good day in the gym, after being productive for an entire day? Probably, right? I hope you felt good about yourself, because you should. Because doing the hard work will get you to success. No one likes to do the hard stuff in life. No one likes to go to failure. No one likes to fail in life. I don't either. But for us who are trying to be better than everyone else, who are trying every single day to improve by just a little bit, we have to acknowledge that life will never be easy after making the changes that you have. Life will never be easy after taking a cold shower in the morning, or like reading 10 pages or 20 pages of an educational book a day, right? It's not easy for us, but that's just how it is. It's difficult trying to be different from everyone else. But in this world, if you wish to succeed in life, if you wish to get ahead of everyone else, you have to do things that aren't comfortable to you. You have to get out of your comfort zone like every single day, right? Go take a cold shower in the morning, right after you wake up, right? Go to the gym, go out for a run, do anything that can possibly like make you different from everyone else. Because every single day you do that, millions of other people didn't. Every single day you went to the gym, millions of others skipped. Every single day you took a cold shower in the morning, millions of other people didn't. That's what makes you different. Good luck out there, and I'll see you next time.